My friends, have you ever looked at your life and felt completely lost? You don't know which way to turn, which path to take, or what your purpose even is. You pray, but heaven feels silent. You try, but nothing seems to move. You smile on the outside, but deep down, you're breaking. Let me tell you today, you are not lost. You are being led. God has not abandoned you. He is positioning you. Sometimes being lost is exactly where He begins to lead you home. When you feel lost, your heart becomes quiet enough for God to finally speak. In the noise of success, we rarely stop to listen, but in confusion we pause, we search, we cry, and that's where God meets us. Many people think being lost means being forgotten, but it's often the opposite. God allows moments of uncertainty to strip away false directions and wrong attachments. Sometimes the reason your plans fall apart is because they weren't His plans. You thought you were walking the right path, but He saw the danger ahead, that rejection, that closed door, that delay. It wasn't punishment. It was redirection. God knows what you don't, and while you see pain, He sees preparation. When you feel lost, God isn't silent. He's working in secret. Every step you take, every tear you cry, He records it. The feeling of being lost is often the divine reset your soul needs to realign with His purpose. It's not the end. It's the beginning of something sacred. Because when you finally stop relying on your own map, you start following His. Confusion can feel unbearable. You want clarity, you want answers, but all you get is silence. Yet that silence is holy. It's in the quiet moments that faith is tested and matured. When God seems distant, that's when He's inviting you to trust, not in what you see, but in who He is. You see, faith that only works when life makes sense isn't faith. It's comfort. True faith believes even when the path is unclear. Abraham didn't know where he was going. Moses didn't know how the Red Sea would part. Joseph didn't know that prison would lead to the palace. But they kept walking. They trusted when they didn't understand. That's the power of divine confusion. It makes you depend completely on God's direction. You may not see the full picture right now, but He does. You just have to keep moving, even when it feels like darkness surrounds you. Because confusion is not a sign of His absence. It's proof that He's transforming your faith from fragile belief into unshakable trust. You may not realize it now, but darkness has a divine purpose. It's in the dark that seeds grow, not in the light. It's in the unseen places that God shapes your character, builds your strength, and prepares your destiny. The night season is not punishment, it's preparation. Sometimes God removes your sense of direction to remind you that He is your direction. You may be asking, why can't I see what's next? And He's saying, because if you saw it, you wouldn't need me. The darkness is not to destroy you. It's to deepen you. It's to help you develop a relationship that isn't built on circumstances, but on connection. In your darkest moments, you'll start to recognize His voice in a new way. You'll learn that peace doesn't come from knowing the future. It comes from knowing the one who holds it. And when you walk through that darkness and finally step into light, you'll realize that you were never lost. You were being led by the invisible hand of God all along. The moment you stop fighting for control, the fog begins to lift. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means giving as in to God's will. When you finally release your need to understand everything, you make space for peace. That's when vision returns. That's when you start to see the purpose behind the pain. Sometimes God allows you to lose your plan so you can find His. You'll look back one day and say, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be where I am. Surrender brings revelation. It opens your eyes, not to what you wanted, but to what you needed all along. You'll see that every detour, every delay, and every disappointment was leading you right to the destiny He prepared for you. And when that clarity comes, you'll no longer question why you were lost. You'll thank God that you were, because only when you were lost did you finally allow Him to lead.